that we are the American Indians. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby?
Hey, so
I'm not no African.
Dama. Woo! Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, there's so many. Hey, there's so many. Yo, there's so many. Yo. There's so many lies, look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. They know that. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young, conscious, you, my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. It ain't what you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switch side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, there's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many.
Yeah, ask a moral question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offsides. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could've been here with us, but we do not force no vibes. Hey, she gon' try to whip and let me park it in the driveway. They just want the praise like they Yahweh. Getting so much bread, yeah, the ride way. We done already won, yeah, that's worth the ride way. But they still lying right through their teeth, and they still hiding behind many troops. They was D9, watch my every move, tell them keep trying. Leave that shit on scene, I ain't replying. Less I know you, that don't mean I'm Hollywood. That just mean I'm Hollywood. All y'all, I probably stood on the falls, all cause. More times I probably should. I don't know nobody like us. You see how much time it took.
Yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many, there's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many. Whoa.
Hey, there's too many lies. Hey, yeah, ISO, Indies, Dama.
ISO, Dama. There's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, there's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many, yo, there's so many lies. Look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. They know that. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young, conscious, you, my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. It ain't what you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switch side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, there's so many, hey, there's so many, yo, there's so many.
Yeah, ask a moral question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offsides. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could've been here with us, but we do not force no vibes. Hey, she gon' try to whip and let me park it in the driveway. They just want the praise like they Yahweh. they still lying. Right through their teeth, and they still hiding behind many truths. They was D9, watch my every move, tell them keep trying. Leave that shit on scene, I ain't replying. Less I know you, that don't mean I'm Hollywood. That just mean I'm Hollywood. All y'all, I probably stood on the falls, all cause. More times I probably should. I don't know nobody like us. You see how much time it took.
Yeah, hey, it's too many lies, too many lies, too many lies, hey, it's too many lies, too many lies, too many, it's too many, it's too many, yo, it's too many, it's too many lies, yeah, ISO, Indies, Dama.
Hey, I'm coming with the thunder again. I got to come. I gotta come with the thunder again, y'all. I gotta come with the thunder again. They gonna be mad at me, but I don't give up. Yo, listen. Man, I don't care. I'm coming with the thunder again. I'm coming again. Oh, they gonna be mad at me, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm putting on that. Time to drop the bomb. Because I'm not. Time to drop the bomb. Yeah. I'm dropping that. Hey, y'all. Hey, listen. Lady Moon, hey. Lies Unplugged. David. Hey, y'all. Listen. I told these fools. Listen. These Moors are, and now they're not even identifying as Moors no more because they got to trick you. Because now they know if they mention the word Moor, you're not going to, tune into their ass or go for their scams. So what people are doing now, mic check. Y'all can hear me okay? I hope y'all can hear me okay. But anyway, what they're doing now, they're not identifying no longer as Moors. They're coming in. What people are doing is going on their websites, all their little dirty websites, right? And they're coming up, they're coming up with other creative ways to extort money from you by way of charging these large fees for services. And it's so bad right now. People in our community are investing their money in these people, these scam people, because of their vulnerability. They really believe that they're ousted from paying taxes, from paying creditors, from this trust. Our people really believe that they can tap in to their trust. It's all lies. White people are even teaching this, and their asses are being taken to jail because it's not true. It's fake. The whole trick to this process, I'm seriously, because what they're not telling you with this process is you're creating a business and you're using your name. You're incorporating your name so that if anyone or creditor or anyone try to come after you, the individual, they cannot, because of your name being incorporated. That's a straw man. It's a corporation. That's all they're doing. And when they're approached by government officials and IRS, they're not telling the IRS the same story that they're telling you in their Zoom meetings for consultation. After when they get approached behind the scenes, not in front of you, by IRS, all they're telling them is that, oh, I just helped her open a business. That's what they're literally saying. They're not saying, oh, so they can evade taxes and all that shit, because they know they can't say that. So they think they have the FBI and IRS fooled by just saying, oh, I just helped her start a business of her own in her name. Bullshit. They don't even know that they have IRS agents sitting in their Zoom and done paid for their fucking service until they show them the video that they've been recording. Seriously, they don't know it. And it's real bad. This is why I tell you, our people are in vulnerable financial positions in their lives. Our people are suffering across these 50 states. So many of our people don't have businesses right now. And the lack of that, and it's so large that our people don't have their own businesses, is so fierce that they have no choice but to bring foreigners in our communities to open businesses in our urban communities, urban and our inner cities, because it's so fierce that we as a people don't have businesses and we're not being tax paying citizens in our communities. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because our community is suffering so bad right now, and it's so painful that it's a high portion of our inner city women, predominantly women, that are using the benefits in the system. And to qualify for the benefits in the system, you have to be at poverty level income. And so many of our women that are single moms, single dads, are at poverty level income where they qualify for all these programs like Section 8, food stamps, cash benefits. It's so high. And they're working, but they're making minimum wages. And and being in that condition, it's preventing them, our children, from young women and men, from getting jobs because they can't make a certain amount of money, or else those benefits will get cut. And that's their biggest fear, not being able to have food stamps and those services to care for their families. So this is what I mean when I say it's such a high portion of our people, Aboriginals, American Indians from the mainland, that need those benefits to care for their children because they're barely making ends meet. And they get, so many of them get like thousands of dollars a month in food stamps. And what they're doing is selling those food stamps, some of them, so that they can pay their cell phone bills, all kinds of creative things, to pay their cell phone bills, to self-medicate. And when I say self-medicate, when you sell those food stamps, you get cash benefits from people. And it's so that they could afford their habits. Like a lot of our women now in these 2000 generation, 1990 and 2000 generation, have children and they're home. They're in the most depressing states of their life. And they're buying weed, a lot of weed. That's self-medication because it calms the nerves. Okay, it calms the nerves and it keeps them to be able to cope with everything that comes their way in society. So when when there's so many thousands of us across the 50 states using these benefits, it's a serious lack in motivation or education and understanding the importance of opening our own businesses. So the next thing that comes to play is a lot of them are finding creative ways to get up money because these Moors are able to crafty, touch, and I don't mean just our young women and men. I mean our elderly too. They're making promise to these people that they could get certain things because they're deemed feeble. We're deemed feeble-minded and can't manage, and that's horrible, horrible. So this is why there's such a huge influx of foreigners opening businesses in our communities because we're not. And that's a fact. And it's not to say that we can't or are incapable. We just won't. There's no motivation there. There's no education. And it's so deadly sad. Women, you know, taking money, their money, and giving it to these people uh, that are selling them a game. I mean, think about it. You're suffering and in your life, right? And you're struggling financially. And someone that looks like me, who seems to be living a very comfortable life, comes along and tell you a story about your history. First of all, you're not a Moor, okay? But they're telling you a story about your history and telling you that you have benefits and that you need to tap into your trust. And you're not supposed to be paying any bills like light bills and gas bills and cell phone bills, any bills. You're not supposed to be paying it because this is your land. And there's a trust for every individual Aboriginal that they have rights to those monies. And you need to send in your bills to these people. So many people are being paying this money and sending their bills off, even sending these bills to their landlords. They're telling them their debts are paid. This is what they have our people doing. And then these our people, they get into these situations where now the landlord has successfully evicted them and they're moving into hotels with two, three, four, five children in one hotel room to be able to start over. Luckily, they haven't been able to get our people to relinquish their citizenship. And you have foreigners who have green cards who are trying to teach our people from the mainland, how to get from under this government. And what they're doing is putting mainland Indians in the same position as an Indian from the surrounding islands or any other parts of the continent. They come in with a green card. So what they're doing is okay, they're more like, I have to put you in the status I am. I have to make you an immigrant. And the way you make someone an immigrant is to get them to relinquish their citizenship. And then they become stateless. They're just on the land walking around. But now they say once you do that, they make you get green cards. and fill out 1099 forms so that you can contract in different jobs in the States. This shit is very real, very real. You then got to fill out W-9, all these different, it's so terrible right now. So bad right now because our people across these states are believing in this scamming process that they had to recently create law that protects literally you. Create law to protect you from these scamming processes. And I can't begin to tell you that the scam, the big scam of this whole thing is to get you to pay them a fee for their consulting services. Once they got your money, they've won. They've reached their destination. If you get 100 people in a Zoom and your fee is $250 for each person coming in to be counseled, and you're charging, let me do the math. Y'all know I ain't great on math on my head at the top. Now, you got 100 people times $250. Listen, y'all, that math is real. You got 100 people in Zoom, and all of them think that they're going to make and be able to be financially secured because you taught them a scamming process that does not work. You get 100 people in Zoom. Do you know that's $25,000? They won. And all they're telling you to do is start a corporation in your name, a business in your name. Bethiona A. Williams, Inc. Now, I'm not Bethiona. You know what? Let me put it on paper. It always looks better on paper. You got to see what I'm talking about. I have to show you this because this is terrible. Um, Now, let me center this. Okay. Almost done, you guys. I'm just making it so you can see. All right, here we go. You see it better on a picture. Okay. Whoops. Um, um, uh, Hang on. I'm just typing something up so you can see. All right, here we go. Here we go, my loves. Share screen. Window. Doo, doo, doo. Here we go. Smash the like button, y'all. Okay. So now I quickly did something. So you go into a Zoom, and I hope you guys can see this. I hope it's clear. It looks a little blurry on my end, but maybe I'll refresh it. So I refreshed it. So you go into a Zoom with fake Moor or fake anybody, and they're telling you that you shouldn't be paying no bills because you got a trust and you could tap in that trust. So now your name that your mama gave you was Patrina Jackson, right? Patrina Jackson down there in the blue. That's what mama named you. So now Patrina is, they taught her that you ain't got to pay nothing and they can't come after you for nothing. So now you opened and you started a corporation, whether it's a LLC or a corporation or S corp or C corp, which is the most famous. And now you took your name, they took your name, taught you to take your name and Patrina M. Jackson Inc. Now you're incorporated. That's a business. That's a business that Patrina down in the blue started. Patrina M. Jackson Inc. Patrina M. Jackson Inc., the corporation owns everything, including land and businesses. They done opened up a bunch of businesses, right? So you got the credit bureau, you got medical bills, telephone bills, cable bills, taxes, car notes, everything, right? Coming after you. But all those bills are in Patrina M. Jackson. All those bills are in Patrina Jackson, right? Up at the top. Now, guess who they can't get to? Because all this is under Patrina M. Jackson Inc. Or they help you set up a trust. Let me make this huge. This is who they want. That's who they want. But they can't because everything is under this trust or in this. Can't get to the blue because everything is in this. And when you set up your trust and shit, this is the dirty trick that they're teaching you. But see, they're telling you a whole nother story in the Zoom. Because when the IRS comes and the feds come after they stinking asses, they're going to say, this is what they're saying behind your back. Patrina came to one of my Zooms. I taught her how to open up a business. So I don't know what you're talking about. And they're telling you to mail all these bills, all this shit. And don't forget the trust. Did you set up your trust? You throw everything in your trust. So give me a 1 if now you see. This is the straw man that takes all the weight. You're in court, okay? Like, and you hear the Moor dude says, I am the trustee of this. I am the trustee. So he doesn't go to jail. He doesn't go to jail. I am the trustee. Because this is not a human being that's walking around. This is the human being walking around. But I am the trustee. They sound so fucking stupid in court with the judge. I am the trustee. This is the dirty shit that they're teaching. And they're telling you to send these bills in. Man, you know how many of our people that are being deceived. That's because when you live in the hood all your life and you're not educated, a lot of our families didn't teach us about financing and things of that nature. So when you're someone, vulnerable in the hood, you've just been balling all your life, even if you're the little guy that's standing on the corner selling weed or crack, they're not educating that, so they're fooled and deceived by this. It sounds exciting to them, and they don't know no better. They really don't, because they have people that look like me who looks to be legit, and they're not right. It's bad, very bad. And I'm telling you, it's a crime. The trick again to the whole thing, they don't give a damn if you follow through or not. This is the game. You got 100 people in your Zoom. That night in Zoom is their merciful night. That's $25,000 in one fucking night. Let's say you limit your classes to 100 people per consultation course, right? And you're doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 100 people each day. You won't give a class unless there's 100 people in there that paid you $250 each. That's $75,000 in 1 week from the community. And that's nothing to give $250 for a humble young brother in the hood or sister. If she's getting $1,000 a month in food stamps, losing $250 and changing it to cash to give to this idiot is nothing, because she still got like $700 and something left to buy groceries that'll last her throughout the month. And this is the game that's being played. This is the game. This whole sovereign movement started with these Moors and this scamming. And now they've taken the feds off their heads, and they're coming to you in suits like they love the community. And it ain't nobody but done went and learned this process that's deceitful and fake and not real, and found many other ways. And I'm going to show you how a married couple, an example, that did this shit a totally different way. But let's look at some things. Let's look at some things. Let's first look at these idiots. Fair use. I'm going to do a share screen here. Hang on, you guys. Where are you? Oh, here it is. I got it. All right, here we go, guys. Listen in. The same shit. You even hear it in YouTube. I'm showing you what not to get yourself involved in.
A couple weeks ago, we told you some folks in Fort Wayne are trying to get out of their U.S. nationality in exchange for one called Moor. But some wonder if they're also trying to get out of U.S. obligations like paying taxes. Today, some local Moors sat down with us to answer those concerns. News Channel 15's Aisha Husney joins us in Studio 15 with that story. And Aisha, they think you're Moorish too.
Yeah, you just never know, Mark, do you? That was definitely an interesting thought thrown out there today. Even more interesting, though, the separatism in their beliefs. Take a look.
Moors is a group of people. It's not a club. It's not a religious cult. It's actually a race of people that has been here for since the ancient times, actually from the ancient Moabites.
What we call Black or African American, Ta El Ali calls Moor.
Moors is a race of people, the original people of the earth, the woolly hair, the thick lips, big nose, copper tone skin.
Ali says he's Moorish, so does Jabbar Gaines L. For them, it's more than just an ethnicity, it's a nationality that trumps any other.
We never was a U.S. citizen to begin with.
And with that, they say they don't have to obey U.S. laws or fulfill any U.S. obligations, like paying taxes. Do you pay your taxes?
I'd rather not.
Well, the Constitution, I pay taxes, but I do so under threat and duress and coercion.
So if they don't believe in U.S. laws, then why record documents at a U.S. office, like the Allen County Recorder's Office?
It's just giving proper notice. So then if we ever do get involved with some type of trouble, they would know our status, and we are not a subject of their city.
I also asked them how realistic is it to live in this country and not follow its laws. They say that they follow the U.S. Constitution, and they're confident that any judge would side with their argument. And that's something I'll definitely look into next. Reporting from Studio 15 tonight, I'm Aisha Hasni, News Channel.
So I say this. I say this. This is the same shit that's going on behind closed doors in these Zoom meetings. Now let me show you another one. It's terrible, man. And now they admitted to being Moors. So now let's look at the same process from another standpoint. Fair use. I need to make it big. Hang on. Oops. Escape. All right, here we go again. Fair use.
Community in the wake of the pandemic by returning over.
Start
here we
with
go.
Celebrity connections and collective fear. That is how these former reality TV stars allegedly scammed people across the country out of tens of millions of dollars. Tonight, Marlon and LaShonda Moore of Prosper are being sued by the state of Texas on behalf of victims who say they were exploited because they are Black. Meredith Yeomans has the story.
Check.
This is Marlon Moore starting a Zoom call in December to share information about his company called Bent, or Blessings in No Time.
All right.
Look at these lashes. I need my lashes done so bad. I did not.
And this is his wife and business partner, LaShonda. The couple appeared on an own reality show called Family or Fiancé last year. Now they're in the spotlight again. This time as defendants in a lawsuit filed by the Texas Attorney General, accusing them of running an illegal pyramid scheme from their Prosper home to scam tens of millions of dollars from members of the African American community.
What was the reason?
Rosetta Fleming says she's one of them.
Because they wanted to say it's for Blacks. It's to build a Black community, is what they wanted to say.
Fleming is a grandmother and retired teacher in Mississippi. She says she joined Bent after a relative told her about it, and because the Moors made a promise.
They promised that they would give you a refund if you were not satisfied.
For an initial fee of about $1,400. The lawsuit says the Moors also promised to, quote, bless and assist needy members of the African American community in the wake of the pandemic by returning over $11,200 in compensation to each participant who recruits other people.
They gave us a Bible. It's called a Bent Bible.
Fleming says it all appealed to her sense of faith and family.
And need, because I kept thinking to myself, oh, I need $11,400. I can get out of debt.
Fleming says members were organized into playing boards like this one included in a separate lawsuit by the Federal Trade Commission. The goal, she says, was to move up as more people were recruited and eventually get paid.
They don't like to call it paid. They want you to say blessed.
But Fleming says that never happened. And after spending about $7,000, she and her husband requested refunds. 7 months later, they're still waiting.
I was so mad at them that they did all of this and they got this and they took our money.
Okay, what everybody wants to know about. Everybody wants to know what's going on with the refunds, right?
In that Zoom call in December, the Moors said they had to cut off the list for refunds because there were so many requests. But
a hot mess.
Refunds were being issued.
Nonetheless, we're going to always continue to try even with the death threats that some of y'all be sending. And
The Moors haven't responded to NBC5's multiple attempts to reach them, and an attorney is not listed on their online court records.
That took our savings.
Fleming says she's still trying to financially recover from a program she thought would help, but only hurt.
Just trust me. Trust us.
Meredith Yeomans, NBC5.
The
FTC filed a lawsuit against him. And it's more. Hang on. Let's see. There's more. I'm going to go into more. There's so much more. Let me see. I'm just seeing if there's any more videos that I need to show you. One of the things that they give you, I wonder if I can make this a little bit bigger. And you can look at this yourself. Copy. I'm going to put this in the chat room for you to look at. Also, I want to show you this trust that they're trying to give you as well. All right. I can't make this any bigger, but it's a declaration of irrevocable trust. This is the shit that they're doing. And our people are falling victim to this mess. And it's just terrible.
What it did. Here's a sample that has been used to create your Express Trust. Many people utilize this sample declaration of irrevocable trust to map their Express Trust document. You can find gurus charging upwards of thousands of dollars to help you set this trust up, but most of them have taken their declaration from this exact document. Does your Express Trust read like this document? If so, you need to be aware that you have breached your trust. By just sharing this document, anyone who has maximized this document for their trust has breached their trust. A trust is supposed to be a secret only for the parties that are involved. So pay attention, figure out what you're doing, and correct it. Peace.
So you have that. Okay. You have that. I'm just sharing, everything that I can to get you to understand that it's a huge scheme. And, I will report these people. I really would. It's very bad. I'm serious. And that's a fact. It's a fact. It's very bad. And moderators, when Rob come in here, ban his ass out. I just did. So he's banned. He got the big whammy. So all I'm trying to do is tell you that anyone telling you to relinquish your citizenship and live off the land, I'm sorry. I'm totally against it. We are not. He's coming up in here under all these different. So that's okay. I'll keep banning your dumb ass because he's mad. I'm not recommending anybody that's in financial hardship or just suffering to relinquish their citizenship and live off their land. I mean, I would never do that to our community. It's crazy. And the people who are telling you that is miserable as fuck. So it's easy for somebody who's not working or in a miserable life situation, you know, and to live off the land because they're living off the land. Okay. But you don't allow anybody to drag you in their miserable fucking life. And there's no way in the hell that I'm going to leave my job, relinquish my citizenship, and live off the land. Let me tell you something. I can grow lettuce, tomatoes, food in my damn yard and still live on the motherfucking land. Facts. Why would I just not? We don't have no government set up that we can trust, you know, in emergency situations. We don't. We don't. We don't have nothing set up. Nothing at all as a people. How are you going to do something like that and our own people, what I just told you, are suffering and in financial situations where they're not even opening businesses. We haven't had booming businesses across these states since Oklahoma bombing. And it's even worse now. If our people can't open up businesses and won't even attempt to open businesses, why would you go under? What makes you think they're going to have a successful government? I mean, look at the people opening up governments and businesses and ask yourself, do I trust relinquishing my citizenship and go over a government being formed by this particular individual, giving up everything or every benefit that I'm entitled to in the corporation if I run into life emergency situations? I need to go to the hospital or anything. I'm going to relinquish and get rid of all of that and go under the individual that started the government. Evaluate that person. Ask yourself, wait a minute. I'm talking about giving up everything, relinquishing my citizenship and everything. I'm never going to be able to go back and apply for any of those benefits because of, number one, who I am, and the fact that this government never wanted you in it. Why would you do that? Why would you put your family at harm? Why? That's not saying that, oh, she's trying to keep you in the system. No, I'm trying to keep you with some fucking sense. There has to be a reason why our ancestors fought on the side of the Union. It's got to be. So many thousands of them did. You got to ask yourself, because they were living off the land in the South. Our ancestors were living off the land in the South. They were not citizens of the 13 colonies. They were not. What was it that made our ancestors join the Union and expand into 50 states? When I say join the Union, it was only 13 colonies, 13 plantations. What was it that sparked our ancestors to become part of the 50 states and expand the land and everything? Now, we know all the treaties that they made with our ancestors prior to the formulation of the 50 states, all those treaties were broken. It was over 500 treaties between our people, our ancestors, and the United States. The treaties that you hear about, every last one of them were broken. None of them were honored. So now, that's one reason why those treaties are those broken treaties now are one reason why I see our ancestors joining the Union States, and becoming just 50 states. It's just mind boggling to me. Mind boggling. And I'm telling you to stay out of these fucking Zooms, because I don't care who's teaching it. I don't care who is teaching this sovereignty, set up your trust, tap into your trust. They're fucking lying to you. FBI agents know their whole process. It's on the FBI website, the whole process that they're teaching you in Zoom. And for the FBI to know the whole process from A to Z, and then go and print it out on their website, go look it up. And they're telling you it's a scam and it's a fraud. And you continue to do it because you blindly in low education think that it's going to work. It's not going to work. It's not real. The trick was to get you to pay the $250 behind the scenes, behind your back, when being interrogated by the IRS and FBI. They're literally telling them a whole different story from what you're taught in your Zoom room. They're telling the FBI and IRS, I helped her open up her own company, her own corporation. They wanted to start a business. That's what they're telling them behind your back, to get their ass out of hot water. And you need to know this. This shit is very real. So I can't tell a grown-ass man and a grown-ass woman what to do. But don't just, when your ass get in trouble and when you're stuck and can't move any further in the process, you come back and watch this segment so I can say, I told your ass. But you ain't listening to me. I told you. And you're going to stay stuck, because the game that was played was to get you to pay the $250. They got what they want. But the funny part is, for the life of me, you being in the Zoom, they should be able to show you some kind of proof that they've tapped in their trust and all this other shit. If they can't show you that, that's the biggest red flag you could ever get. Most of the people teaching this shit didn't even do it. What they're telling you to do, they did not. And listen to me. Ask them, are they still citizens of the United States? That's the second flag. Are you a citizen of the United States? That's the first question you could ask them. And if they say yes, or that's a yes or no fucking answer. And then if they say no, tell them to show you proof that they are no longer citizens of the United States. You don't need to go no further than that. Do you pay taxes? Like the guy on the video. They asked him. They put his ass right in front. I really don't want to say that on the news. No, motherfucker, you're not going to say it. Because you are paying taxes. I don't care who tell you that they're not paying taxes. They're paying taxes. And when you pay taxes, And that's with every individual that's paying taxes. If you're paying taxes from working from your fucking job, you're paying taxes. Everybody that's paying taxes has a right to claim those taxes back when you go in January, February, and March to file your income tax. That's a benefit to all. So when they tell you they're not paying taxes, yes, the hell they are. See, they made this whole process into something crafty to benefits you already have. If they tell you, oh, I ain't paying no taxes, bitch, yes, you are, because you're filing income taxes with the IRS to get a refund. Yes, you are. Stop lying. But behind your back, no, I'm telling them, that they're not paying taxes. They're telling you that. But when they're being questioned behind your back for the bullshit, oh, I'm telling them that they have to file their taxes at the end of the year, with their business to get their refunds. They're coming clean with the IRS, but not with you, because they have to make it look crafty so they can get that $250 out of you. This is why I stress to people, and I mean this shit to the core of my being. If you open up any business, please hire an accounting firm to handle your finances. The accounting firm knows the law, and they're not going to allow you to be harmed. They're going to do things the right way for you, and they're going to teach you. Keep them. An accounting firm is so important. I can't express that enough. Hire them. They're out there. And they know they keep up with the IRS laws. These people are crafty, and they're coming just like that married couple. They found another craft. They're finding all kinds of crafty ways to do this. They're coming out and telling you they're not Moors. I once was a Moor, but I'm not. And they're teaching you because they done found another crafty way to tell you a big fucking lie. Now, there's another thing about the living trust scams and all this shit that I want you to really be aware of. And I'm going to give you a copy of this so you could read this stuff. I'm going to put this in the chat for you. Okay. I think I can make this a little bigger. Yeah. Okay. Beware of living trust scams. Planning in advance for the distribution of assets at death is a good idea. Wow. There are many ways to do this. In order to make the right decision, the smart consumer needs to explore every option and consider the type of estate planning that's appropriate for them. One device is living trust, which is a trust set up during a person's lifetime. This may be a good idea for some, but not for others. Most importantly, keep in mind that when considering your estate planning needs, your interests may best be met by consulting with an attorney. What is a trust? A trust is a written legal document into which you, the trustor, place some or all of your assets. The assets are managed by you or whomever you designate until your death or a specific date set by you. So when you see this idiot in the courtroom saying, I am the trustee or the estate or of their own fucking company, they're the individual body, you walking in the court talking. You're just this. Can I change my mind or add, delete items I place in the trust? These are details which you would choose upon creation of the trust. A revocable, able to be canceled or altered. Trust can be changed, which is different from an irrevocable trust, which cannot be changed. Okay? So you have two kinds, a revocable and an irrevocable. The revocable, you can make changes, but the irrevocable, you can't make changes. What amount of assets are needed in order for a trust to be right for me? The dollar value of assets is a very important factor when considering a living trust. However, it is only one factor. Consult a licensed attorney specializing in trusts and estates, or contact the Pennsylvania Securities Commission. The scams. Unfortunately, when it comes to living trusts, unscrupulous con artists are ready to play on consumers' fears of the unknown. In some cases, consumers, mostly elderly, are solicited by phone or mail to attend seminars or to set up in home appointments to discuss living trusts. Living trusts are then marketed through high pressure sales pitches, which prey on the fear that assets will be tied up indefinitely or that estates are prone to heavy taxes and fees if a living trust is not in place. Con artists often rely on unfamiliar terms such as probate and executor to convince consumers that a living trust is right for them, even though many of the complex rules and fees that complicate estate distributions do not exist in Pennsylvania. Sometimes victims are sold worthless kits. And when I tell you worthless kits, this is the shit they're learning in Zoom, costing several thousands of dollars, which are nothing more than standard forms that may or may not be valid, as laws concerning living trusts vary from state to state. In other cases, false promoters simply want to gain access to consumers' financial information so they can sell them other products like insurance and annuities. The facts. To avoid being taken advantage of by these con artists, keep the following tips in mind. Shop around. Check out offers with a trusted attorney or estate planner. Be certain a living trust is the best option for your situation. Never sign anything containing options or terminology you don't understand. Do not give in to high pressure sales tactics. Legitimate offers will be around long enough for you to properly research them. Always check out offers from telephone solicitors or door-to-door salespeople. Make sure you have the option of updating your trust periodically. So right there, they're telling you don't do the irrevocable one. Understand how this is done and be aware of any costs incurred to do so. Be aware of anyone portraying living trust as being a solution for estate planning. Verify any stated affiliation or endorsement by a government agency or senior association. The cooling off rule states that if you buy a living trust in your home or somewhere other than the seller's permanent place of business, like a hotel, seminar, you have 3 business days to cancel the deal. Okay, terminology to understand. Grantor. You are the grantor since you convey or transfer ownership from you to the trust. For example, the trust of John Smith is the owner of the real estate or personal property within the trust you created. Beneficiary. Persons can be persons, corporations, nonprofit organizations, or whoever you designate. All right? Listen. Fiduciary, an individual or trust company that is for the benefit of another, also known as trustees. Executor, executrix, or representative are all fiduciaries. So the idiot in court that says, I am the trustee of the trust state, that's the idiot talking to the judge about his own shit, about the shit of the corporation he created. Probate, a will, whether single or within a trust, is a subject to review and authentication by the Register of Wills. By the Register of Wills. Oh, God. By the Register of Wills in the country where the descendant resided at a primary residence. All right, smash that like button, y'all. Some people mad about this shit. And, you know, I really don't care. Yeah, I think this one is a good one, too. Let's see. I have a bunch of stuff back here. All you had to do is look this shit up. Okay. And you already know about this shit. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. It's bad business. Let's go. Members of Moorish sovereign, called Moors, have come into conflict with federal and state authorities over their refusal to obey laws and government regulations. Recently, more sovereign citizens have engaged in violent confrontations with the law enforcement. They have also been known to retaliate against government authorities through financial means, a process called paper terrorism. And I'm telling you, let me stop this for a minute. Let's talk about it. When you're in these Zoom meetings and these people are teaching you this bullshit about, oh, you could tap into your trust and you could do all this shit and you can do all this shit. Believe me, them motherfuckers ain't did it. They're not showing you. And you better ask them. Don't be foolish. Stop being silly minded. Don't be feeble minded. Don't. You have a right to ask them this question. Have you completed the process? How is it going for you? Can you show us some proof? You better be asking them questions before you give anybody your fucking $250 or however much they're charging. With that married couple, they was charging thousands of dollars. And you need to be asking these questions. When they get mad, that's the first flag. You need to walk out. And if the bitch don't give you your money back, you better report the bitch. So her ass can go probably already up on FBI site. Because believe me, they're in YouTube and they're watching and they're going in these fucking meetings. Red flag. You need to report their ass. And seriously, you need to report them because so they can't harm nobody else. If you know that this person is wicked and doing some flaky shit, you need to report their ass. Seriously. Seriously. How do you not report them and then live and sleep with yourself knowing that other people are being harmed? Now, this is not to say that you don't have a love for people, but I do, and I will report this shit. I don't play. It's evil. It's bad. It's our people are harmed enough. Enough is enough. Seriously. And guess what? In that meeting, you can't blame this shit on white people in the government. Leave that shit alone. Fuck out of here with the bullshit. Like I said, stay off the white man's ass because this is Negroes and Negrettes teaching you this shit in Zoom, and it's bad. You need to report their ass. If you care anything about your people, you don't want them to go through what you went through. You need to tell your people this is not legit. It's not a scam. There's been no successful outcomes of this. And there won't be because it is not something that's good. It is not something that is good and it's not going to go through. The whole trick is to get you to pay the fees. And they continuously give you stories to keep prolonging you. And now they had to come up and make a video. Oh, the refund of the money is not going to be a problem. All this bullshit. You got to make a video with your wife. The refunds are coming. Bullshit. It's a scam. Now, these different forms they're telling you to fill out to start your business. It's called paper terrorism. Any form they're making you fill out, it's paper terrorism. You got to fill out forms. Who are you filling out the forms for if you're so fucking sovereign? You got to think now. Y'all be in YouTube and y'all some sharpshooters. And y'all think wisely. You have to open up and say, wait a minute, bitch. I'm sovereign. I'm the God. I pay this. I don't have to pay that. Why are you filling out forms? Who are you filling out the forms for? These are questions you have to ask these people. A lot of people don't mind. Some people don't mind going to jail. They don't give a fuck. They're just dirty and used to being in the system. They don't give a fuck. They go in jail. They come out and they come out with an even better sneaky plan. Because while they're in jail for them few months that they're going to be in there, they're going to think of another tactic to do it. They don't care. Jail, you get to eat 3 meals a day and snacks. You get commissary. You get to hang out with your boys and play spades. You think they give a fuck? These are criminals. That's their hustle life. You go in jail in the winter, you could. I'm not going to do this segment anymore because I don't have to. Because now it's all up here. And anybody that promotes these people is a fucking dumb asshole. You need to stay away from them. They have also been known to retaliate against government authorities for financial means, a process called paper terrorism. Moorish sovereigns espouse an interpretation of sovereign doctrine that African Americans constitute an elite class within American society with special rights and privileges that convey on them a sovereign immunity, placing them beyond federal and state authority. Now, wait a minute. How is an African going to have higher power in the motherfucking 50 states? That should be your first question. Wait a minute. You're an American Indian. What does that have to do with African? How is Africans going to come over here and think they got power over this government? Let's just think about that for 1 minute. Africa has their own content. How are they going to come over here and be superior in power? I don't care if I lose friends over this shit. You know why? Because I ain't got no fucking friends. My friend is Willie and my family. In their own words, your straw man is a non-living, non-breathing, fictitious corporate entity that has the same name as you, except in all capital letters. Did I not tell you? Here we go. It's ultimately a trust that is brought into existence with your signature. Lawfully, you are the executor. So that's you get the idiot. I'm the executor, beneficiary, administrator, and a stockholder of the United States Corporation. Moorish American Resource School Facebook post. A hot fucking mess. Just think about that, y'all. Think about that. Think about this bullshit. You're a straw man. Your straw man is a non-living, non-breathing, fictitious corporate entity that has the same name as you, except in all capital letters. Betty Ann Johnson, Inc. That's the fictitious corporate entity. It's a C Corp, a S Corp, a nonprofit, whatever. It's ultimately a trust that is brought into existence with your signature. Lawfully, you are the executor, the beneficiary, the administrator, and a stockholder of the United States Corporation. Political thieves, usually descendants of European colonists operating on the American continents, have outright criminally taken unlawful leave and advantages of the usurped seats of government and have polluted the sanctity of their official oaths to uphold Constitution and treaties and are unlawfully violating the natural people. Taj Tariq Bey. Wait a minute. Wait a motherfucking minute. Wait a minute. Okay. So let's make sure you understand that. What they're saying about European colonists. They're basically saying that the European colonists created a corporation, which is the United States, which is a fictitious, okay, let's go back. It's the fictitious, let's get it right. The United States Corporation is what they're saying is, let's go back. The United States Corporation is the straw man. It's a non-living, non-breathing, fictitious corporate entity. Okay? And it's in all capital letters. So that's what they're saying the United States is. And that the United States, because they created that corporation, they're your executor, they're your beneficiary, and they're your administrator, and a stockholder. So because us, we're all citizens and subjects, they're our executor, they're our beneficiary, they're all these things for us as beings. So now this takes me back to asking the question, why would our ancestors join the Union to fight so that the creation of these 50 corporations are set in place to civilize us and guide us? It must be a reason for that, for it to happen. I mean, you have Indians in all the 50 states. All right. This is Indian land. Okay. Let's not even think about the 13 plantations, aka colonies. All the rest of the land is Indian land. So all the Indians got together and said, hey, let's create these 50 corporations. And wherever the Indians stay is who have jurisdiction over them. Are you listening to this story now? All the 50 states, because each state is a corporation. And they have a constitution. So you have 50 corporations. But then it breaks down, hey, Sylvia, to the municipalities, which are corporations. All the municipalities, towns within a particular state are corporations as well. And they kept that process throughout so that there could be civilization. Now, then you ask yourself, why did our ancestors agree to this? Obviously, they thought it was a good idea to keep the peace and to establish territory, even though they had territory, but manage their territories, Indian territories, in a different way. Okay? Manage them in a different way. Now, you have those Indians that did not want to get down with this huge plan, this big, huge creation of the United States. And they said, okay, you don't want to create the corporations. Take all y'all asses to Oklahoma and manage your Indian territory there. Now, we all know that all the Indians on the land in the 50 states did not go to Oklahoma. You need to squeeze all the Indians across this damn continent, the mainland in Oklahoma. That's not happening. The majority of them stayed where they were to try and fit and work in this system. Later, they were pushed out, of course. But now you could really understand the story a little bit better. Those that wanted to go left and went to Oklahoma. Those because they wanted to run their government and continue their government. And no state had any access. They're sovereign. And they work directly with the federal government. They don't work with the state level. So there's your story right there. All the rest of the Indians stayed. And during Reconstruction, those that stayed, you became B on the census sheets, black. If indeed you were African, that would have been your identity. But that wasn't the case. They had to figure out what to do with the Indians that wanted to stay. Because the Indians did fight in the Civil War. They didn't want to, they wanted to stay in their own homes, in their own land, and try and work it in this corporation. So now you can see the story and get it a little better. Everything took place during Reconstruction, the changing of everything. All right, so Dan, what are we going to do with the Indians that stayed? All right. Now, they had to give you a race identity. What happened to Negro? I mean, it changed. They continue to just identify you as the color of your skin. They wouldn't dare put Indian on the census sheets. Otherwise, they got a bunch of Indians that ain't paying taxes, and only the Europeans are. That is true too. That is true too. But what it was, Cosmos, is they were trying to wipe out the Negro Indian, because you have white people and you have Negroes. All right. They make a baby, that's the Indian. They were trying to wipe out the person known to be the Indian. Because you have on the reservations, you have Negro, who is the Indian by law, by all the 5 civilized tribes. It's their law. It's legally defined who the Indian is. But there's a difference. But when it comes to the white people, they're Indian because of they got the blood of the Indian. They got the blood. Now, the question is, who is the Indians? Every time they made a white baby, every time you seen a mulatto, basically, that was the Indian, because it had more of its white features. So they wanted to keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that. Like when you have a baby, in the bucket you go with the Indians. White man have a baby by a brown woman, Negro woman. That's me. That's the Indian by tribal law. Okay, here comes the baby. Boom. Oh, it has more of its white features. That's the Indian. Same thing reverse. Negro have a baby by a white woman. Oh, the baby has more of its white features. That's the Indian. That's what they kept doing because there were a lot of remote blood Indians that left to go to Oklahoma. And this is even before Walter Plecker. This is before Walter Plecker, where they talked about having the remote degree of blood. This was in 1830. That's 1830 is way before Walter Plecker's time to come and make a law of one drop rule. 1830, they were saying white people with the remote degree of blood. So any white person could walk up there and say, I got my granny is Indian, but some of them were my great grandmother or my grandmother. Just lie. There is tell me what sense it makes. Seriously, what sense? You got the 5 civilized tribes who put together a report for the government and said the Negro is Indian by tribal law and custom. Why didn't they mention African? There's something wrong there. Why would they even bother to say the Negro is Indian by tribal law and custom? Why would they legally define the Indian as the Negro? Why would they do that? Why didn't they say African? They didn't even mention African in the whole damn document. It makes no sense. But then when you get to the white person, the European, they have Indian blood. Who's this mystery Indian? Who is the fucking mystery Indian? Where did they get the blood from? When in the whole document, all we're talking about is Negroes and whites. Where did they get the blood from? Who is the mysterious Indian running around that nobody can fucking see? And why did they have to take the Negroes around with these census takers to interpret what the other Indians were saying in the same locality? That makes no sense. Why didn't they take the white person with the remote degree of blood? Because to this date, they still fucking can't understand what you're saying or what you're talking about, whether you're at work or in the public. They don't understand you, and you're speaking the same language. You're using a different choice word. It means something different. To our words mean something different. We have our own vocabulary for our words. Even when we say that, even when we speak now, man, that shit was fire. And they're figuring out what fire is. They're literally looking for fucking fire. When I tell you they don't understand, they don't understand. So again, not to go off track. Correct. Bad Saint. Negro is documented in the military records. And that's a fact because the Negro is the Indian. Remember, before these 13 colonies, it was all Indian governments around this piece, whether it was in the north or the south of the mainland. It was all Indians. And those 5 civilized tribes exist. And they always knew the Negro was legally the Indian. So when you walk around and you see a Negro, you're talking about Indians because that was the government at the time defining that Negro. Yeah, the Negro is the Indian. So when the Negro is registering in the military, like we've been talking about, When the Negro is registering and to fight for the Union, you're talking about this Indians registering. You just forgot. Where did Negro come from? Well, the Indians. They said Negroes, the dark ones, the brown ones. They're the Indian by tribal law. So now you got all these Negroes who are Indians registering to fight in the Civil War. Those are Indians fighting. When you see Negroes, a lot of Europeans did not want to mix with the Indians. No, you go and register with the colored troops. You got to go and register. They told a lot of people, white people, because now this is after Walter Plecker's time. Well, no. This is still before. They did not want to be with them Negroes. Those Indians. You're saying the same thing. It's one and the same. When you're saying the Negroes, you're saying the Indians. Because prior to the colonial government, that's what the 5 civilized tribes, whether they were together, they weren't identified as civilized tribes at that point. They were just a tribe. They were Indians. They were Cherokees, Chickasaw, all of them will tell you. All of them had Negroes and were Negroes. So they needed to spell out to this government, wait, hold up. Who is the Indian? Who is the Negro? Let's define them. The Negro is the Indian. That's just law. It's just defined legally. Yes, they are indeed the Indian. It's just a brown Indian. Me. We understand the language. We speak the language. They know all. They can speak to all the Indians. And that's a fact. Because if I live here in Connecticut and I'm a Negro Indian, I can understand people in Texas, the West Coast, Midwest. I can understand them anywhere I go. Not Europeans, because they're foreigners. They're not of this soil. You need us to interpret. What is he saying? And that's true to this date. White people are very uncomfortable in a room full of Negroes. Not because they're afraid. It's because they don't understand them when they speak. We use different choice words to them. So this is very real. So let's get back to our document, you guys. Smash the like button, you guys, because this is so important. And I'm not going to stop this. I'm not going to stop this. You have a right to make your adult decisions. And that's a fact. But I'm telling you, don't be no fucking fool. All right. Everything that will be started is based on de jure law, which is common law, constitutional law, indigenous rights, human rights, and not just admiralty, maritime, de facto legalities, such as statutes, codes, rules, regulations, ordinances, policies, and etc. Any colorable law, color of law, the contradictions, the Constitution for the United States of America is null and void and has no withstanding. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see you void it, bro, because you're not doing a real good job right now. Because you got to explain. If you're calling yourself to be a Negro Indian and an Aboriginal Indian to this damn land, you need to go and find out why your parents voluntarily registered to fight in the Civil War to build civilization on this land between the Europeans and the Indians, aka Negroes. You are not to pay taxes to foreigners who are doing business with the borders of your ancestral land. Judah's son on YouTube. Since we are not citizens of the United States, we owe no tax obligations to the government of the United States. Therefore, we will assist are people seeking work opportunities to fill out the W-4V form or I-9 IRS forms when necessary. And then they have a rise of the Moor study application. I just want to pull that up just for a hot mess. If it'll come up. How about that? Look at this. Let me stop there for a minute and go to that. It's a joke. Fucking joke, y'all. Rise of the Moor study group application. $50. And you could, I mean, we are Moorish Americans dedicated to educating new Moors and influencing our elders. A hot mess. There's no fucking such thing and nothing on record or in documentation that there is a Moorish American. Stop the cap. Please stop. Go find Moorish American in U.S. history other than in FBI documents and federal court cases on some real shit. Let's go back. It's a joke. Origins. The origins of the Moorish sovereign citizen movement are difficult to ascertain and often misunderstood. According to law enforcement sources, Moorish sovereign citizens are closely affiliated with the Moorish Science Temple of America, MSTA, and trace their roots to the creation of the MSTA in 1913 and its founder, Noble Drew Ali, aka Timothy Drew. Some Moorish sovereigns are known to affiliate with the MSTA, but certainly not all MST chapters are linked to sovereign citizens. In fact, the MSTA issued a statement in July 2011 condemning sovereign citizen practices and denying any association with radical or subversive Moorish sovereign groups. Well, when you violate their policies and you're not affiliated with them and part of their group, of course they're going to make that announcement, but they're only doing the practice that they fucking learned from you. And because they wanted to get out and be on their own, like anybody affiliated in any church or a member of any church, they feel like, oh, Pastor, the word of the Lord came to me. I got to be out preaching the word of the Lord. It came to me at night when I was asleep, and I got to open and start my own church. Okay, bye, boo. See you later. Same thing in Moorish Science Temple. Oh, I felt a dream, and Brother Noble Drew Ali came to me in my sleep, and he want me to get out here and do this shit. And look at it now. Bunch of bullshit. Further, according to Mark Pitcairn, a leading expert in the sovereign citizen movement, oh, he's an expert. Moorish sovereign citizens emerged in the mid-1990s on the East Coast when some people began to merge sovereign citizen ideas with some of the beliefs of the Moorish Science Temple, a religious sect dating back to 1913. That's why I told you it's nothing but a fucking religious group. And some motherfuckers can't attest to that. It's a religious sect, and this is a fact. Then they get into the Washita Nation and Moorish sovereign citizens. After the Empress, Vediasi, we already read about her. She's passed away. May she rest in peace. You can't fool a Washita as we, the original Moors of Dadagamanda. Garston writes on page 202, we must realize who we are and what we are doing in this land and how we have been preserved for what special purpose. My people were here when the white man came to this African continent. I'm done. They were the Moors, in later years called the Moors, from the land of Tadmor. I'll put this in the chat. Y'all can read this bullshit. Because don't nobody know shit about them. And they're not in document history. No fucking where, but in that temple where they be at. And it's some bullshit. It's bullshit. Look, it's just like with the music industry. You violate the bylaws of the music industry, you're kicked out, you're abandoned, and you're shot down. Same thing with these little individual sovereigns that done had a revelation and saw Noble Drew Ali in their dream. Same shit. They got out the Moor Science Temple. Where they learned it at? Right there. Because they had to. I just showed you the fee that they charge, $50. Paper genocide. Okay? Sorry. That is not my history. I'm not a Moor. I will never identify as one. The motherfuckers are from Africa. All right? That's where I know it to be. Not here. I don't give a damn how you twist it. Y'all better stay away from these fucking people. Because they come on and tell you, no, I ain't no more. I ain't with that shit. No, I ain't with that. But they're still showing you the same fucking process that these little bastards is running around doing. And the bitchettes are doing this shit too. Go look at Empress Hobart page from the other day. She got a part 1 and part 2. The part 2 is hilarious as hell. It was a whole court case run by the original beautiful copper Empress Hobart. That shit was off the chain, and it's funny. It's funny. Go look at it. It's a joke. How are you almost homeless and you're giving a course on paper genocide to raise money to keep your ass from being evicted? How about that? So I've been rambling. It's almost 2 o'clock. No, it's almost 1 o'clock. I'm sorry. I'm going to open up the panel. You are welcome to come up here. All right. It's cool. I'm not going to cut you. If you don't like what I said, that's fine. I'll listen to that too. But don't come up here and disrespect me. For real. But I would like to hear it. I mean, whether you agree with me or not. And all I can say is all the evidence I just showed you, your ass is off the chain. Teaching this work to our people. But, eventually you're going to fucking go to jail. And I hope that when you do go to jail, somebody will pull your report up. I do. I hope you go to jail. Because I want you to stop hurting our fucking people. You are destroying our people with this paper genocide process. Especially you fucking foreigners that got accents teaching this shit to our people. I hope your dusty asses go to jail. I do. So I'm going to open up my piano. I'm going to play a song and just breathe because I'm so pissed at these fucking people. Don't ever call me them. Please don't ever refer to me as them motherfuckers. Please don't.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering, I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself. Yeah. Conscious.
Well, obviously nobody ain't got no smoke. So obviously nobody ain't got no smoke. They don't want to talk about it. That's cool too. So I don't have to stay on here that long then. Nobody don't need to come up. Nobody don't have no questions. Or if you have questions, the link is in the chat. You can hit the chat and come up and ask. I know I ruffled up some feathers, but look, I'm not here. I'm not here to, and I don't expect you to, feel me right now because you mad that whole shit is a scam and you don't like it. And I don't care if you don't ever listen to me. I don't care if you don't ever speak to me. But I'm never promoting no scam shit. I'm not doing it. You ain't getting that out of me ever. That's not my way. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in harming our community, man. It's just real bad. I don't have a criminal background. I don't want one. And I just don't do no bogus shit. If all the true Indians claim Indian not tax, would that break the country? Yep. What do you think? How many Negroes is running around here? How many Negroes is running around here? But obviously, something went down. I, for the life of me, don't understand why that is not being honored. We have to ask, at the federal level, why it's not being honored. Maybe it can be honored at the federal level. If you are an individual and you should not be taxed, you need to contact the IRS directly and say, Indian not taxed. That's the only agency, federal agency that tax you, quasi agency or whatever, and let them know, look, I was reclassified and this is who I am. Call them up, see what happens, find out what they say. But don't let no damn Moor lead you into this shit because you're going to go right to fucking jail. These are questions you as an adult individual should call and ask. Ask these questions. You can pick the phone up and ask these questions yourself and speak to these people directly at the IRS. Speak to them. They have representatives there. You don't need a Moor Science Temple to lead you and misdirect you. What you need to do is report them motherfuckers for doing this shit. B.A.Z. King. I don't even know who you are and what I think about you. How can I think something about somebody that I don't know? And Lucky, I told you to go get your daddy about 2 months ago. You ain't brought him back here yet. Um, no, but serious. BAZ King. I don't even know you, who you are. I mean, I don't sit in my house and, you know, move my thumbs and say, Moorish movement. I don't deal with nobody in that Moorish citizen movement shit. I don't fuck with them. Period. Point blank. And I'm keeping it real. I don't promote their shit. I don't believe in their religion. Thanks. I don't believe in the way they do. I don't. Their little fee of $50 for this consultation that they give, then went to $50 to $300 in Zoom, $250 in Zoom. You get 100 people. That's $25,000 to teach them some bullshit. That's crazy. Crazy. I give Zooms and I don't teach that bullshit. Hell to the no. No, you'll never get that out of me. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Not happening. And so there you have it. Me, y'all know how I am. I don't deal with a lot of women. I don't. I just do not. That's just a general rule with me. And I've always been that way. All my life. I have 2 friends. They're both Pisces. And they've been my best friends forever, ever, ever, ever. I just don't deal with women. Me and women don't get along. And it ain't a point of me being jealous. I just don't fuck with women like that. And women have a tendency to want to control you. And I don't take that lightly. I don't let no chick control me. You want to be the center of attraction, go ahead. But just do it by yourself and not with me. Because I'm not interested. I don't. And that's how I roll alone. You really only see one woman really come up on my piano. Because I don't like controversy. I don't like trouble. I don't like that shit. I don't like it. So I tend to hang with the guys more because I don't have to worry about the gossiping and shit. I don't get down like that. I just don't like trouble. And I'm not miserable. In Mexico or the islands. Don't do it. In Mexico and the islands. I don't know what you're talking about, honey. I really wasn't meaning it like that. So my apologies if it seemed that way. I still don't know who you are, BAZ King. I don't know who you are. If you could tell me who you are, I don't know all these different YouTube names, but I'm glad you came to my channel. And I really hope I help people out. And people in those meetings, are coming out and asking questions. And they're finding that when they begin asking questions, they're then learning the fakeness in this shit. But the first question you should ask them, have you went through this process and completed it successfully? Have you tapped into your trust? That's a yes or no question. Oh, don't do it. He was talking to Lucky. Okay. That's the question. When you go, did you do this process yourself? And has it been successfully? Have you tapped into your trust? Can you explain that? Show some proof. If that's a yes or no question. Facts. It ain't, no, it's yes, I did complete this. And it does work. I'm telling you it doesn't. The FBI telling you it doesn't. The FBI telling you that it's a fraud. And your ass can go to jail. Because you're opening up. What they're making you do is open up corporations to evade taxes. For real, that's what it is, evading taxes. So I'm going to sit here for till 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, I'm out of here, y'all. Don't forget about the debate. They're having 2 of these damn debates going on. Let me see. The debate with Brother Sanchez and Lex. It's gonna be 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific time. It's $30. I'm paying that shit. I'm paying it on the day of though, because if anybody run or get canceled, I want my fucking money back. So I'm gonna wait and do it the day of. Make my payment. Because too many niggas not showing up. But I believe Lex is gonna show up for this one. It's gonna be very interesting. And a matter of fact, let me go to Brother Sanchez's website real quick, because he has a link that you go to and you pay it. It's not his Cash App. I thought it was his Cash App, but it's not. Let me go to his page. And also, 111 Truth is debating too. He's debating Big Dog Philly OG. And that's going to be a hot mess. Where are you, bro? Sanchez? I got so many goddamn bro Sanchez channels. It should be here live. I just want to get the post, y'all. Hang on, give me a minute. Oh, here it is. Got it. That quick. Copy. All right. This is the link, bro Sanchez. Bro Sanchez. Okay, I'm just gonna put Sanchez. Sanchez versus Lex. And this is where you get your ticket from. And this is legit. Brother Sanchez is legit, because when you click that, it takes you to a Zoom to get your ticket and stuff. I bought mine tickets all the time whenever he gives the debates. So I'm going to that debate on December 30th. I don't give a fuck who live. I'm going to see that. It's going to be funny. And then at Power has one this Sunday. Yeah, with 111 Truth. It was going to be Lightman, but Lightman ran into some personal family emergency matters. So it's 111 Truth stepped in his way, in his spot to debate Big Dog Philly OG. And that's going to be Sunday. Yep, Sunday. And you just cash app Aboriginal Power to $10 and leave your email. Yes, sister. So 2 good debates coming up. The debate with 111 Truth and Big Dog is religion a myth or not? So we're gonna find out, and we get the debate. Now 111 Truth be coming with the sword, man. He ain't scared of shit. That nigga ain't scared of nobody. He's not scared of nobody. He come after your ass. But Sarah Suit and Seti, what the hell wrong with him? That nigga is off the chain. He attacked Top Cats. We went over. It was so fun. I took it as to have fun with my old ass. Went in Sarah Suit and Seti chat. We went over there to attack him. I was being a senior gangster that day. So we went in Sarah Suit and Seti's chat room. And I asked him in the chat, I said, let me do your genealogy. And he started laughing because he know who the hell I am. He blocked me one time in his chat room. He timed me out. But I said, let me do your genealogy. And he said, my family already did it, because he know I'm going to find that motherfucking Indian. You see Sarah Suit and Seti ass. He's probably the funniest looking dude running around saying he African. Look at him. He looked like Sarah Suit with his Puerto Rican looking ass talking about he African. Now he's one that look funny in the community saying he African. No African. That motherfucker Indian all day. I ain't never seen nobody want to be an African so bad. Sarah Suit said he ain't no fucking African, y'all. He is not no African. That nigga Indian from the top to the bottom. Matter of fact, he looked like Big Meech oldest brother. He ain't no goddamn African. That nigga a straight up Indian. He even the way he act on that, and he don't even know he act like an Indian. He a old wild Indian. Talking about he African. Oh man. And he from Detroit. I thought he was from somewhere else. Where did I think he was from? I don't know where I thought he was from. But he got a southern accent. And Copper Aborigines say he from Detroit, across town from me. So yeah, that explains why he sound like he from Alabama some damn where. Yay, Bobby, he tripping. A hot mess. He west side of Detroit. Okay. Okay. Most of them migrated from Alabama and Mississippi, right, Copper? Did Copper, did they all of them niggas want to be from over the water and never been right? Okay. Copper, the Indians that migrated out of Detroit, I mean that came to Detroit from the South, most of them are from Alabama, Mississippi, right? Yes, that's what I thought. That's why I thought he was from Alabama or Mississippi because his accent. I'm like, you sound real funny. And the thing about it, I'm like, where's your African accent? Oh man. Sarah Suit City. These niggas is a trip. I mean, y'all, think about it. In the days of even in the days of the so-called slavery, which is really our families working on our own damn farms, slaving out in the fields. Even in those days, nobody was talking about Africans on the mainland. Like when you hear the old movies that Esther Rolle played in, no, none of them talked about Africans. Even in Color Purple. The only time they talk about African is when Celie Kids went to Africa. But Miss Celie ain't even mentioned nothing about coming from no damn Africa. But in all the old movies and in the slave days, even when our people were like senators and representatives in South Carolina, none of them senators that was these is who I'm talking about. Hold up, let me get it. Where is that paper? I know I got it. Let me find it, y'all. Give me a minute. Here it is. In these days, 1872, these coloreds, because they was listed as colored, they shortened the copper color races. These people didn't have no communications about Africans being Africans as senators. None of them. Why in 1872 didn't they separate them as Africans? Why didn't they list Africans? I told y'all, because they never identified us as our true race according to the Constitution. They always identified, and they made sure to identify us by the color of our skin. In 1872, not one of them said, I want to send money and food over to my relatives over in Africa. Nobody talked about Africa. Why is Africa not even mentioned in this document with all these damn coloreds being senators? No communication or conversation about Africans. That's a hot mess. And now Charleston was purchased. It was a colonial state. Why is it more coloreds as senators than the colonials that purchased the state. Why? How come a bunch of Negroes are senators in this colonial state? Now, there was a war to get them kicked on out. They sure don't, Lady Moon. Oh, it's 205, 105. So, y'all, nobody wants to come on the panel. So, y'all, don't drink the Moor juice, please. Don't drink it. I'm about to get up out of this piece. It's been very real. I know I ruffled some feathers, but you know what? I had a bomb today, and I dare them to come for me. Come for me. All you wenches, all you Negroes, come to me for this segment, and you will get served. Oh, yeah, and Q Butter's not Haitian. I'm sorry. That was my bag. Somebody said he was Jamaican. So, obviously, Q Butter, in case you're listening, wait a minute, let me take this down. Q Butter, they said that you Jamaican in your chat room. So, I thought that you was Haitian. Somebody told me you was Haitian. So, and you're right to be celebrating being African, because over here, since you're Jamaican and this is in Jamaica, you are African. So shout out to you, because you're able to literally prove that you are African. So I'm gonna give you a bomb drop, African guy. But wait until all them Negro parents that's in your little school find out. You better not teach them little kids they Africans. You're going to be in trouble. So shout out to you, Q Butter, for being African. I'm dropping bombs for you, Q Butter. So there it is. There you have it. I am so out of here. And these are not, again, these records have nothing to do with the mainland. This is all over in the former British colonial dependencies. This is in Jamaica. I filter sorted it so that it would just pull up all Africans, and it did. Bottom line, it pulled up all the Africans, and it fucking pulled up 3 million of them motherfuckers. I'm like, God damn, 3 million. That's where they brought the Africans. So I'm going to get on up out of here, y'all, and just call it a day. But please, whatever you do, don't drink the Moor juice. So I'm waiting for the Moors to come after me. Bring y'all dusty asses. Come on. Later.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering. When they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best